this one, Todd.
And now it's time for the tale of the tape. Sugar Ray Robinson, 5'11" tall, weighed in at 147 pounds. He's got a reach of just over 72 inches. And up against him, it's the towering Inferno, 6'5.5" Sugar Ray Robinson. Many consider him to be the greatest fighter in the history of this sport. Inducted into the International Hall of Fame in 1990, he fights out of Harlem, New York. And up against him.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner, from New York, here is one of boxing's all-time greats with 174 wins in his 201 fights.
A lot of pre-match drama, and they will settle their score under the sun here in this outdoor venue.
Todd, the heat is on.
No doubt about it. This was the hottest ticket in town by a country mile. Every seat has been sold. These athletes have promised us a war. Let's see if they deliver. Beautiful counter shot. That left hook misses. Unlucky to miss with that uppercut. Nice counter shot. Walk away from each other and then run right back into trouble. Well, I hope you brought your sunscreen. You're going to need it as we have our main event underneath the bright sunny skies.
Well, Todd, let me explain to you. We are outside. Nobody can turn the temperature down. Nobody can turn the sun down. When that sun's beating on you, when you're tired, when you're frustrated, when you're getting hit, when you're getting hurt, there's no cool fan that's dropping in there. This is where it's real fighting. Fight on fight.
Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now, this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them. More than happy.
One punch could change the entire complexion of this fight. Missing with that jab. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Robinson in that last round. Well, this is the time that the trainer needs to come in and say something. Well, we've just taken a big breath, and here we go again. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
A counter fighter relies a lot on their instincts and reaction time. You've got to get in there quick to punch your opponent before he gets his fist back to block.
You're fighting a counter puncher, you've got to dummy a shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counter punchers, they're watching your every move, that every twitch.
A perfect counter lands. Someone tell these two that they can be defensive for a minute if they want to. Good fight so far. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Big swing and a miss with the hook. This fighter's completely content to sit back and let you make the first move. That's where they thrive.
Reaction is second to none. It's the blink of an eye, and they're waiting for any little twitch you do. So you've got to fight a counter puncher smart.
Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Robinson in that last round. And a round that seemed... There's the bell to start round 3. After that last round, something has got to change.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him. Tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Nice counter. The winner of this surely will get a world title shot. Punch, counter punch. There's a counter shot. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Beautiful counter punch. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Both men step back for just a moment. Good counter punch. Those counter punches have to hurt. Can't score with that hook again. You don't want to trade shots. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Robinson in that last round. Talk about a one-sided 3 minutes. We just saw it.
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this fight, because if they haven't...
Nice round.
On to the fourth we go. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
This fighter expending a lot of energy in this round. Perfect counter shot. So he's going to drop his arms down here. Not sure that's the wisest decision. They call it the chin. How strong is your chin? Do you have a glass chin? These are things that can affect the fight.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong, because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
His stamina is off the charts. And that hook misses. Not a lot of defense here at all. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talking about Robinson in that last round. Well, it's no secret who has the advantage after that last round. Let's see what they have in store for us in the next one.
Dominance, without a doubt, made it look so easy.
I love that. That jab's slick. Now, I don't want you to...
Come on, you're better than that. You've been coasting this fight, and now you're going to let him get...
Take him out. He's ready to go. He's absolutely shattered. He's hurt. He's...
Listen, you've switched off. What are you doing? Don't worry about that round. Don't worry about it.
And there's the bell for round 5. Coming off that fantastic last round, let's see if he can keep his momentum going.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
The work rate is down. The head isn't moving as well, Johnny. Fatigue is starting to set in.
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
The courage on display here is incredible. Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Nice job blocking the hook. How nervous would you get when you know you're facing a big puncher like this that can seriously hurt you?
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. He threw a punch and just got countered. Talk about Robinson in that last round. At this point, you got to believe he can't win on the scorecards. Going to need a knockout.
Wow, it was like two different leagues.
Okay, I'm happy. I like that round. Just the same again. Don't.
Okay, you let him back into the fight that round. That's his round.
He'll start tiring it. The jab's working nice. Go 1, 2.
What are you doing? You switched off completely. Get your mind back on the job. That's a terrible round, that is. Come on. You've let him back into the fight. You're way better than this guy.
The right hand's beautiful. I said, start this.
Let's start the 6. Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
A lot of effort being exerted here. Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
You'd like to see more jabs. And he scores with the counter. Blink and you miss it. Good thing we can watch that all over again.
Shot from the gods, they say. A shot from the gods.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give me your glove.
Can't believe they managed to beat the count, but that could be the last hurrah.
The corner needs to think.
10 seconds to go, and what domination we've seen in this round. Let's talk about Robinson in that last round.
Switching on.
Here comes round 7. It's been a nightmare so far. What can they do to turn this around?
2 knockdowns in that last round. There'll be sheer panic in that corner. What do? Do they throw the towel in? Do they let him come back out again? Because they know their fighter is like a lamb to the slaughter.
Swing and a miss with that hook. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. You can tell one of these fighters is starting to fade. What does he need to do to get back in this contest?
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
They miss with the jab. And this is a you hit me hard, I'll hit you hard type of fight. This is some of the best action I've seen in any round, anywhere this year. What a punch! This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Robinson in that last round. That was almost a 10-8 round. Complete dominance.
You can't leave it up to the...
Back on. The focus. Put your mind back on the draw.
And they're back at it again here in round 8. Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain then.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Holding nothing back here in the round. And it's lights out. That will do it. What a knockout win. Everything looks better in slow motion. Let's take another look.
I've got to see that again.
You heard that right.